Hello and welcome to Daily News. It's the Redmen TV. It's the daily roundup of what the friggin' hell is going on with Naby Keita. I'm going to talk about that as little as possible. I'll be perfectly honest, I put it on Twitter last night. I am totally up to here with the Naby Keita stuff at the moment. It's just doing me head in. But I do have to talk about it. We'll come on to the Coutinho stuff later on in the video. We've got loads of updates around loads of different stuff today. So it's not just all transfers. There's a few other little bits and pieces around the news. Before I get too stuck into the news, while I remember, I would urge all Liverpool fans to go over to the Spirit of Shankly Facebook page and just complete, on their website, complete the rail seating questionnaire, because it's for all Liverpool fans. It's not just official members of Spirit of Shankly, but it's about your opinions on rail seating. There should be a video going up with my opinions later on today, hopefully maybe tomorrow, that we recorded from the comments below show on the website where we talked about it in depth. But we'll get into the Naby Keita update stuff. Bill are reporting that Liverpool have made a third bid for Naby Keita, €83 million, which is £74 million. Where'd you go from here? Honestly, I am fed up of talking about Naby Keita. I want him at Liverpool Football Club, I really do. I just want it to be over one way or another. I can't be dealing with this. I can't be talking about this man over and over again. I just want to talk about some football. I really do. This Naby Keita stuff is just getting to me. The fact that there's just so much in social media about it. Nobody, as I said yesterday, nobody has a clue what's going on. You know, conflicting reports coming out daily. It's ridiculous, and I'm done. I'm done with following the speculation now. If he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And that's kind of it for me on Naby Keita now. But I say that, the next piece of news is that he has made up with Diego Demme after yesterday's bust-up. If you've not seen it, go to the RB Leipzig English page, have a watch of the video. There's some awkward tapping on the thigh of Naby Keita saying it's all good, and Diego Demme talking about his knee injury and stuff. Yeah, I'm done with Naby Keita. We'll move on. Emre Can is returning to training today. Mixed reports again over his future. Juventus, as we talked about yesterday, supposedly planning a £31 million bid. Klopp talking at the weekend about how positive the talks were with the German midfielder. Ings also returns to training today, so that's good as well. Next little piece of news, Andy Robertson has flown over with Sadio Mane to Germany to meet his teammates for the first time. Mane's obviously met them before and stuff. Milner's obviously picked up a thigh injury in the Leicester game, so we're expecting to see Andy Robertson start at the weekend against Hertha Berlin on Saturday for Liverpool. Whether he starts, I don't know, whether it's be a second half or a substitution or something like that, but we are expecting to see Andy Robertson, so I can't wait to see him pull on that red shirt. I know he's got the number 26 shirt and stuff, and I've seen all the first interviews on LCTV and all that. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in Liverpool. I want to see what he brings. I want to see if what he did at Hull last season, because he played very well for Hull last season, you know, as that attacking left back. Can he improve for Liverpool? What type of a player have we got? Have we got a bargain in Andy Robertson? This is what pre-season's about for me. It's seeing new signings. It's seeing players play for that red shirt and play in that red shirt and seeing what they can bring to the side. It's not transfer sagas that last the entire summer. But we'll move on. Markovic is apparently wanted by Watford and Hull, both plotting £8 million bids according to the Mirror. Liverpool want closer to £30 million for Markovic, which I find quite funny, but we did spend a lot of money on him. I'm going to shoot over into the comments a little bit. Gary Paul says, Chris, why are you so deluded? Basically because I am a football fan, and if I don't have hope, I just don't think I can follow this sport, to be perfectly honest with you. I think, you know, if it's this time of the season and you can't think about the positives, why are you a football fan? Honestly, why do you follow this sport? I genuinely don't understand. If you're going into every single season thinking your team's going to be absolutely rubbish, listen, me and you are wired differently, absolutely. And look, you might be right, I might be right, no one might be right, but that's how I deal with things. And I'm a positive person, and I think Liverpool are boss. If you don't, sound, it's fine by me. I don't give a damn. Mike Tyson, Juve can pay £75 million for Emre Can. I mean, they could. They won't, but they could. Okay, so we'll go through. The owners of Liverpool FC must leave, say Ali Bilal. Do you really believe that, Ali? I mean, we talk about FSG a lot on the subscriber shows on the website. So if you want to hear our views on that, then go over to the website, subscribe, and we talk about it in depth. But I know FSG have made a load of mistakes, and I'm not saying they haven't. They've made gaff after gaff after gaff, going back to Virgil van Dijk not even that long ago. Well, I don't think it was them per se, but their management of Liverpool has seen gaff after gaff after gaff. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Since they've come in, they've turned us around. We've only won one trophy. That's not good enough. But we've got a world-class manager. We've got a world-class stadium that's been improved and may still improve further. They've put plans in place to put a £50 million development into Kirby for where Liverpool train. You know, we've signed Mo Salah, we've signed Sadio Mane, we've signed Gini Wijnaldum, all players that we absolutely love. You know, they're not the ones that lost in the Europa Cup final. They're not the ones that lost in the Carling Cup final that season. That's down to the players and the manager. And, you know, I can only say that FSG have given the manager tools to have Brendan Rodgers, first and foremost, a successful run at an unsuccessful run at the Premier League title. They have put the players there to get to cup finals. Ultimately, it is football. Everybody is vying for that top spot. Everybody is vying for the chance to win silverware. It's not as easy as, well, listen, we buy you this and you just win it. It doesn't work like that. Look at the money that Man City have spent. £200 million on defenders. The defence is crap. Chelsea, look at the money they spent. Yeah, they've consistently won league titles, but they've had drop-offs as well. Football is a game of chance, essentially, at the end of the day. You can have the best team in the world and still results like Istanbul can happen, because football is about these moments and all this. And look, you might think FSG out. I'm not sure whether I want them in, and I'm definitely not sure whether I want them out. But, you know, it's not as black and white as people seem to think. That's my little 2 pence worth on it anyway. Out to City. Oh, hello. Go on. We've got Si today.
Phil Hakey said we can't sell the magician. If we do, 150 million plus.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat first and foremost, Phil. So can't sell the magician if we do 150 million pound plus. I don't think he's worth 150 million pounds, but I think there has to be a strong case for it. We'll come on to that actually in a little bit. In fact, I'll come on to it now. First of all, the big news of today's Daily News Show is Phil Coutinho. Barca apparently have sent officials to London. We've already turned down a £72 million bid from them. They're looking to, according to Spanish Daily Sport, that's a Spanish daily newspaper called Sport, they're saying that Barcelona are coming back with a €100 million bid, which is £89 million. I don't know about the validity of this, the fact that it's one Spanish newspaper that's reporting this. I'm not 100% sure of its validity. Sky Sports seem to be picking up on that now as well. So there might be some truth in that, but I think Jurgen Klopp said all along, hasn't he, that he doesn't want Phil Coutinho to go this season. He understands RB Leipzig's stance with Naby Keita, because we're basically going to do exactly the same with Phil Coutinho. I think at some point you have to, and this maybe comes back onto FSG, if FSG sell Phil Coutinho this summer when the manager doesn't want him, then the serious question marks are going to have to be asked of FSG and whether they think that their model is going to ever bring success and sustained success to Liverpool Football Club. If you get rid of one of your best players, it shows the world that you're a selling club. And it basically, you know, we've done that before. We've done that under FSG before with Luis Suarez. This is a player that doesn't want to move by all accounts right now. He's a player that, after the initial bid was turned down, went and scored a goal and got an assist against Leicester. So it's not a player that I think will be leaving Liverpool this summer, but it does worry me long term that Phil will leave for Barcelona and leave in his prime. Right now I don't think he's at his prime. I still think he can improve. I still think the best place for him right now is Liverpool Football Club. I think he can help us to go on and reach that next level, start winning silverware. I'd like to see him there. I'd like to see us build a team around him. But I agree, if you... well, no, I disagree with you, Phil, actually. I don't think we can sell him, full stop. You know, there's going to be a price where Barcelona walk away. 150 million, I imagine they'd walk away. But if they offer that, I'd still say no. Because right now we need Phil Coutinho. Because, you know, if we buy success, if we do get the targets that we want to get this summer and we keep Phil Coutinho and then we go and win the Premier League, what's that extra 60 million done for us? Really? Nothing. You know, that extra, you know, having Phil Coutinho and having good players around him to win games and hopefully win trophies matters more to me than money in the bank. And hopefully it's exactly the same for FSG. Just going back onto some of the news. I've already mentioned Sadio Mane will be travelling with Andy Robertson. Danny Ings is also one that will probably travel over to Berlin. Chelsea are interested in Van Dijk. Conte now is apparently has £150 million to spend this window and has identified Sancho and Virgil van Dijk. Again, Virgil van Dijk wants to come to Liverpool. I'd hope that if the bidding war starts, as we talked about yesterday, Liverpool will wait for that green light from Southampton and then hopefully purchase Virgil van Dijk. But look, anything could happen. I think we've got a super chat. Stop playing hard to get, Chris. Get your belly button out for the lads. You put me on the spot there big time, haven't you? Trust me. Am I going to do that? Not on this show, but tune in next week when I might just get my belly button out for the lads. Thanks for railroading the news show. Trust me, that was great. Appreciate the super chat though. I think what we're going to do is when Paul gets back from his holiday, we are going to have a little chat about whether we're going to give that money to like the LFC Foundation or some kind of charity. Or actually, again, I asked this last week. Should we put it on all for charity to the LFC Foundation, or should we look at upgrading some of the microphones and stuff that we have in the studio? Or maybe you've got other ideas that we could use that super chat money for. But anyway, thanks very much for the super chat. It's appreciated. We'll help somebody out. It'll either be us or a charity. Let us know in the comment section where you'd like your money to go to. 123p reach, £2. If we don't get Keita, do we wait or move on? It depends, doesn't it? Me and Ross did a show called The Comments Below Show on the website. Another mindless plug. What we talked about was, look, when do you move on to your next target? I think, you know, if your top target, you've still got a chance, you stay with that, because you might move on to your B target or your whatever target, your Z target or whatever. It's just not as good as your A list there. And I think, you know, if there's a big drop off between A and B, stick it out for A. If your top target doesn't move on, doesn't mean you have to. Just wait it out, but please don't talk about it on Twitter. I'm so fed up of it. And Jurgen Klopp in the news again, talking about Manchester United and how he's not going to talk about Manchester United, which I find hilarious. But anyway, I'm not interested in what Jose Mourinho says. Why should I talk about Manchester United? Jose is talking about us, yes. Okay, we've had a season like Manchester United the year before. I don't know if anybody asked us how it feels. Sorry that we lost the final. Yeah, that's right. We played Sevilla. They played Ajax. Little dig in there. Nice one, Jurgen. I'm going to go into the comment section because that is most of the news today. I haven't missed anything, have I, Si? Have we missed any good ones?
Got a couple of good ones, yeah. Lee Taylor said, fuck Barca, go and look up Big Ben and then fuck off home. Quite like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we just had a
one
super chat
go on the
from
big
Leon
wheel
B.
as well. One go on the big wheel. 25 quid, I think that is. Mental. Essentially, you're paying £25 to sit on a seat.
They've got plenty of money though, haven't they?
Yeah, probably. Especially with the Neymar stuff, if that's true.
Got another super chat. Leon B, £2. Coutinho is irreplaceable.
Yeah, he very may. For us, he very well may be. I think, you know, I think there are better players in world football than Phil Coutinho. I think most Liverpool fans can look at it honestly and say he's still got a little ways to go. He doesn't affect every single football match in the way that like a Lionel Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo does, but then they are a tier above everybody else. So if you'd asked me whether I'd swap him for anyone in the Premier League, the only player I'd consider, and I think I'd still come down on Phil Coutinho, is Kevin De Bruyne. I really love him as a player. I think he's fantastic. But, you know, right now for Liverpool, what Liverpool need, that versatility, that fluidity in the front five or whatever, Phil Coutinho seems to be built for that role. And if he can develop Ben Woodburn and his potential successor, and develop him into taking over that mantle, then maybe in a few years' time you do consider it, because you've got someone chomping at the bit there who's ready-made, who's seen how Phil Coutinho does it, who understands that role for Liverpool and is ready to take on the mantle of that player. Because, look, it's happened, you know, football isn't about seasons, it's about cycles, and it's about making sure that you're successful for a period of time, and Liverpool haven't been good at that now for a long time. And, you know, too many times the succession plan has gone out the window for trying to buy a little bit of success now. And I think what Liverpool need to do right now is look to get some success right now, but also look to the build to the future as well. And if that means having the next guy in and the next guy in and the next guy in, then I'm all for it, because that's what I want to see my football club do. I'd love to see Liverpool go out and spend 150, 200 million pounds every single summer, and I think that they might need to do that, but I don't think that's at the detriment of youth and developing players. I think that you should always have one eye on that and see if you can save yourself a few million quid in the transfer market at the same time. Any more, Si?
I got a good one before. I didn't catch the name actually, but he said Phil should stay one more season, and if we don't win any silverware next season, I'll be happy to let him go to Barca, because he totally deserves to be winning trophies. He
does deserve to be winning trophies, but he deserves to be winning them at Liverpool. That's that. Michael Cook. There we go. We cannot sell Coutinho even for a ridiculous price like £150 million. We won't spend it correctly. Yeah, maybe. SH119YNWA, Pajak's better than Coutinho. No, he's not. Pajak is better than Markovic, though. Adam McKevitt, would you swap for Coutinho for Suarez? First of all, Adam, thanks for tweeting me last night. I did look out for you, and I have found you in the comment section, like I said that I would. Would I swap Coutinho for Suarez? Oh, that's pulling on the heartstrings, that, mate. Yeah, but I'd buy Coutinho back. Is that okay? Because I don't really... Suarez is getting on a bit. He's not getting on. But I want to see what the future brings for Phil Coutinho, and I really want to see it at Liverpool, do you know what I mean? Okay, Andrew Molloy says, only De Bruyne. What about Pogba, Hazard, Sanchez, Silva and Ozil? I think Silva's a little bit old. I'm not 100% sold on Ozil. I think he's been fantastic for Arsenal, of course. But he does go missing in games. I don't think Liverpool can afford players, and Jurgen Klopp wouldn't have players going missing in games, so I'd strike him off. Sanchez, I'd 100% have, but I don't think he's a direct swap. I don't think you could see Alexis Sanchez play midfield, which is what we've got Phil Coutinho doing this pre-season. Hazard's good, similarly. Of course, Hazard's an amazing player. I just don't like the little shit, if I'm perfectly honest, and I've lost your comment because someone came in with a super chat, which has bumped everything else. Apologies. Who was the first player that he mentioned? Did you see that, anyone? I can't see it. Apologies. Okay, so we've got, what is our plan B for Keita, really? Feels like I'm getting disappointed for anyone but Keita. Yeah, I don't think there is a plan B. I think, you know, the rumblings out of Liverpool so far this summer have said that they're our number one targets, and that's who we need to go for. And I think this is the problem that Liverpool got. We're shopping with clubs now who have got Champions League football, and we're looking for players that they don't want to get rid of. It's not like a few years ago when we were picking off talent from Europa League sides like ourselves at the time. So it's difficult, it really is, but I think this is the problem that Liverpool might have. It's, you know, look at Real Madrid. They're one of the biggest sides in world football and haven't been able to get David De Gea sorted over a couple of years, and they really want David De Gea, but Manchester United understand the importance of him to that side, and now it seems like they've stemmed the tide on that, and you haven't really heard anything about that this summer. I think that's what Liverpool have to do with Phil Coutinho, if I'm honest, and I think that's what RB Leipzig are doing with Naby Keita, which is gutting, to be perfectly honest. Page, our current top four predictions, lad, says Shea Turner. Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City. Oh no, Liverpool. In order, this is obviously, because you've got to go for Liverpool. I actually think Liverpool will finish second this season. I think it's going to be Chelsea again, Liverpool, Tottenham, Manchester City, and then Arsenal and Manchester United. Yes, that would be lovely. I mean, it would be better if Liverpool won the league, but I can't see, without signings, I can't see us winning the league. I think we will make top four. I think, you know, if we don't get signings, I think top four might even be a struggle. I think with the addition of Virgil van Dijk and maybe someone like a Naby Keita, we can really push on and hopefully really challenge for the title and stuff. Shea Turner said the lad answered me. Ha 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 ha. There you go, mate. The Kit Kat says, with the income of Naby Keita, there is no space for Can, and we need a centre-back more than a midfielder. Van Dijk is a crucial signing for Liverpool. What are your thoughts, Chris? Yeah, I mean, the Can one's, it's a little bit of a concern for him, because obviously he's got 1 year left on his contract. I want to see him play at Liverpool. I think, you know, I don't think we've got a player quite like Naby Keita at Liverpool. I think, you know, Chan's maybe the closest to him, but I think there's a world of difference, to be honest, as well. I don't think Wijnaldum's really like him, Coutinho, Lallana not like him, Henderson's not like him. So there's a space for that type of a midfielder in our squad. The thing with Can is when he plays well and he has a run of games, he improves massively. And I just don't know whether he's going to get that run of games this season, and whether, look, if he's not signed a contract, it's unfortunate, but we've got to protect some value. We've got to make a little bit of money out of him. And as bad as that sounds, I could understand why Can may move this summer, but it's not a player that I want to see leave anyway. Press Goku says Can is better than Henderson. I suppose that's a personal preference, isn't it? I really like Henderson. I think he's got his injury problems. I think he's a better player than Can, but I could understand why people would say that Can is better than him. Press Goku also says we need Royce. We've not seen much of that this summer. Nicholas Gates says we will win the league, and I'll just add one day to that. Are you coming to Dublin for the Bilbao game, says Adam? No, unfortunately we're not. We're going to Germany. We're doing a live show on Friday in Berlin. That's at 7:30 in the Magnet Bar. You can buy tickets from the Redmen TV shop, or on our Facebook page or anything like that, or follow us on Twitter. We put posts out all the time on it with the link. So that's this Friday. We're then going to the Hertha Berlin game on Saturday. I'm then coming home. Paul and Tom are going to be carrying on to Munich for the Aldi Cup. So there'll be stuff around Munich as well, but there's no live shows or anything like that. And unfortunately, we just can't afford to make the Bilbao game. Adam, if you want to give us a super chat for 10 grand, we could do that. We could rustle something up, I'm sure. But I don't know what the limit is, and I don't want to put anybody in debt. There it is. Anyway, thanks very much for joining us. I've really enjoyed it. You've probably noticed that I've reined it back a little bit today. I'm not in as good a mood as I have been. This Naby Keita stuff really is getting to me, and when stuff starts getting to me, I just can't get as happy and as normal. But there we go there. Whoa, Sir Klopp, £5. He wants us to go to Dublin. Use the Coutinho money to re-sign Aquilani and Poulsen. Also, Chris, stop teasing the lads. Give us a close-up at that collarbone. All right. Look at that. Thank you very much, Sir Klopp. No, don't sign Poulsen. No, don't sign Aquilani. And there you go. Anyway, that's been the Daily News Show. Thanks very much. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. It really does help us out. The more likes that you drop and the more comments that you drop on these videos, the more views the videos seem to get, to be honest. I think it's something to do with, just give us an algorithm like. YouTube's algorithm's mad. Just give us an algorithm like and an algorithm comment. I love yous. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Chris Pajak. This is the Redmen TV. That's Daily News. That's the Naby Keita Talk done for today. Thank fuck.